Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Today we are doing the mid-year setup in my mom's new bullet journal. This one is the Tsuki Neko pan from Notebook Therapy, and I thought it was very cute for my mom since she likes adorable things and she likes cats just like me. Here in the name page it says Neko Café, and Neko means cat, so cat cafe, and that was basically my main inspiration for the theme of this setup. The other inspiration was this cute cat and bread sticker from Sticky Club, which I'm going to use as the main focus on the cover page. I've been doing my initial setups to match the notebook cover, and I really like it. It makes things easier for me to come up with a theme, and I think it looks very cohesive once you open the journal. I'm going to do collages for this theme. I love doing them and it's just more natural for me, but I'm also going to draw some things with the help of some new markers, but you'll see that later. The color palette is brown, beige, orange, yellow, gold, and to balance things out, the white of the doilies. I had many things that I could incorporate in this setup, but I decided to keep it more condensed in terms of variety of stationery and just use 3 washi tapes, the brown paper sticker, the doilies, and 2 sticker sheets and a PET tape. That actually sounds a lot, but trust me, it isn't. I just play around with that and I really like the end result. This is one of the sticker sheets. Since the theme is café, of course I had to put some sweets in here. And it's actually very funny that I come up with a cafe theme for my mom's journal because she's not a coffee girl, she is a tea girl. And I love coffee, but I hate tea. I can't drink it at all. We are opposites. But for the sake of my cute little cats, she's totally fine with that. And I'm incorporating more the sweets aspect of the cafe and not just the coffee part, so it's fine. On the left page I would usually do a quote, but I didn't find one that I liked, so instead of doing it here, I'm leaving the quote page for the last spread of this setup, because it doesn't really relate with the theme. And this page here is going to be purely decoration. Here is the PET tape that I'm going to use. It's from the washi tape shop, and as usual I will leave everything linked down below. This is not a style that I would go for myself. If you watch any of my videos, you know that I'm not a very cutesy girl. I prefer my stationery more vintage and more realistic in terms of art style, so my mom's bullet journal is the only way to experiment with these cute styles because that's what she likes. Let's do the actual title of this cover page, and for that I'm going to use these Arrtx Simptap acrylic markers that they kindly sent me. This is the 48 marker set and it comes in this cute little box that's the staple of their brand, very sleek and easy to store, so let's open it. It comes with instructions and they are very easy to understand. This is the newly upgraded version of these markers. Now they come with the transparent protection cover to the valve, and they also upgraded the valve structure. These markers have this little window that's perfect to see the level and state of your ink. It comes with a brush nib, which is what I use the most, and it's easier to move around because it's flexible. I already swatched all the other markers in my pen swatches journal, so I left this red marker to show you how it works. We are going to shake it very well for the paint to mix perfectly, and then we are going to take off the protection cover on the button and press it 4 to 5 times. It depends on the marker, so take a look at the nib and see how the ink is flowing. Sometimes it flows more quickly, sometimes it's more slow, but to speed things up, we can close the marker and shake it a little bit to help the ink flow a little more. And then you can take the cap off very slowly to avoid ink spill everywhere, and it's done. We are testing it on a piece of paper, and if it's your second time using them, you can just press the button one time and it's fine, you don't have to keep pressing it. Now let me show you the other colors because they are so vibrant and beautiful. I really like the color range on this set, you get a variety of colors. And for paint markers, I also put a little piece of black paper on the journal just to see how they perform on a darker background. And I'm going to swatch the red marker since it was the one that I was missing from the swatch list. And these markers perform really well, both on white and black backgrounds, so as you can see, you can use them in many things and they work just fine. The paint is waterproof, quick dry, and it has great coverage, so if you're interested in getting one of these sets, you can use the code DEAL5 to get 5% off your order on their official website. And I will leave the links to the products down below so you can check them out. Thank you Arrtx for giving me this amazing set, so now let's actually use them on this setup. Some of you wanted to know the actual colors of the markers that I use on my setups, so I'll do my best to remember that, okay? So for all the titles in this theme, I'm using the Simptap marker in the color J118. It's this beautiful yellow color with a green undertone, so it's not that bright yellow, it's a little more muted. And since this theme is more cutesy, I went for this bubble letter font. I didn't actually use the font, I just drew it. And to make it pop a little more, I added an outline on the right side of the letters with a brown fineliner to give the impression of a drop shadow without making one, if that makes sense. As you may know, I do my mom's journal in Portuguese, but don't worry, I'll translate it for you. So for the cover page, I wrote 2025 Parte 2 or 2025 Part 2. With the cover spread done, let's move on to the next spread that's going to be the future log. To decide what spreads to put in here, I went through my mom's journal from the first half of the year and saw what spreads she used and what spreads she didn't, so I only continued with the ones that she needed and used. And the future log was one of them. For this spread, I made 6 horizontal sections that are of course for the remaining 6 months of 2025, and I made mini rectangles with the brown sticker paper roll, and I'm using them for the mini calendars. Let's do a little transition since the other page is the exact same thing, and for the months I used my stamps with the paint marker on a vertical line on the right side of each calendar, and it worked so well. Since it's yellow, of course it doesn't catch much attention, but it's okay because these are just smaller titles and we want the main title to be the main focus and what catches your attention. To differentiate between the days of the week and the actual days, I used this marker that's similar to a midliner that I got from Journal Say in my last haul. And since the paper is brown, it darkened the color a little bit, which was perfect to make a better distinction. And then I used another one to highlight the weekends. For the title, I wrote No Futuro, which means in the future, but this pretty much is a future log. I just liked more this title because log is registro in Portuguese and I didn't like it, so I put No Futuro. Then I just decorated the corners a little bit with the doilies and washi tapes, and now let me show you what I drew. Using the Simptap markers, I painted these cute little cats in different positions, and I did different fur colors, mainly in tones of yellow and orange to go with the theme. I drew them because I didn't have any cats, stationery or stickers for that matter, so when you don't have it, make it. And I'm going to show you how I drew them in just a second. Safira arrived because you can see my desk decorations are moving and she's watching outside of my window right in front of me. So I did these drawings in sticker paper. I just swatched some of the markers that I had in mind in the sticker paper to make sure I knew how the colors were going to come up in this different paper, and they were pretty much the same as the swatches on my journal. I kept the design very simple, I just colored how I wanted and then I outlined the shape with a black fineliner in the tip 005. And as you can see, I messed up the eyes, so I just painted over with the white marker and it worked as a charm. It's like nothing happened. I did the other cat in my shorts, reels and TikTok, so you can check out my socials that are also down below. I'm Ju_ and the journals in all of them, so please leave a like and a follow in there. I'm trying really hard to revive my socials. And this is how they turned out. I used my cat Safira for inspiration on this second cat, so of course it turned out cute. So let's continue on to the decorations. The next spread is the last time I, etc. and to solve in the future. Let's start with the left page. This is a spread that I took inspiration from Jashii Corrin here on YouTube. She has so many ideas for the journals, so I decided to use them again. This one is basically a log where we can keep track of things that we only do like monthly or every 6 months or even once a year. Some ideas are cleaning the fridge, changing the oil in the car, go through the clothes and see what we still want, etc. I made a simple table with 13 columns, one for the actual list and the remaining 12 for the months. I still did the first half of the year because some things were done in the past 6 months, so my mom can still keep track of them. Here is the new sticker sheet that I still haven't used. It's washi strips of coffee and they are perfect for this type of decoration. On the right page, I just did a bunch of second line highlights, and in each row, my mom can write whatever problem or situation she has that needs to be solved in the future. It doesn't need to be right now, but in the future. It can be buying something new, but that isn't urgent, like furniture, or it can be defining vacation days for the next year. It can be whatever you need, really. This next spread is all about goals. Here on the left page I did 3 sections, one for personal goals, one for health goals, and one for financial goals. I'm a goal-oriented person and I like to define mine in the beginning of the year and check them out in the middle of the year to see if I reached one of the goals or if I want to change some of them or add more. My mom uses this goal page more as manifestation than actual goals. But you know, it's your own journal, so do what you want. That's the point of a bullet journal, adapting to your needs. This right page is related to the financial goals. This is the savings page. I'm going to use the same layout as I did in the beginning of the year for my mom's journal as well. And I made many squares on the page, and on the bottom I made a space for the goal. So my mom can define the goal for wherever she wants and break it down the amount in each square to make it easier to actually save money and keep track of the amounts. So on the left we have objetivos or goals, and on the right we have poupanças or savings. Moving on, we have the wishlist and the gifts page. So this one is about giving and receiving. These are layouts that I make in my own bullet journal as well. It helps a lot actually, and they are very simple to do. For the wish list, I made a box that's going to remain empty until my mom fills it out with what she wants. Let's say she sees a set of dishware that she likes, she can come here and write it out, and when her birthday or Christmas arrives, I can go see what she actually wants as a gift, or even if she wants to buy it herself later. In my case, this is also useful to write things out and see them later and decide if I still want them or not. The gifts page is pretty self-explanatory. I made a table with 2 columns. The one on the left is for the person and the one on the right is for the idea. So if a person mentions something that she likes, my mom can write it out here, and it's easier to come up with a present for that person when the time comes. Of course, sometimes the idea is very expensive, so we can give something related to that instead. So it helps one way or another. We have desejos, which means wishes, on the left, and prendas, which means presents or gifts, on the right. And below we have pessoa, that means person, and ideia, that means idea. Some of you like when I speak Portuguese and want to know how to pronunciate some of the words, so I hope that helped. This spread is for memories or memórias in Portuguese. I drew these wobbly lines all around and I made 6 of them, one for each month from July to December. And in here my mom can write something that stood out in each month. It can be a vacation, a weekend, or something that stood out in another way, like a birthday or a very good day. It can be anything. I do this spread on my own journal but with Polaroids, so I print out the photos for each month with the memory that I want to keep, but to keep it simple for my mom, she can just write things out. Moving on to the next one, we have basically a brain dump, but in Portuguese the translation is a little weird, so I changed the name for notes, or notas in Portuguese. I kept the page empty except for the decorations, of course, and in here my mom can write wherever she wants. It can be a thought, an idea, a plan, whatever. The page on the right is for health. As I mentioned before, my mom and I went to the gym together and I am being guided by a nutritionist, but my mom is not. She is going just to keep doing exercise, and so I made this table where she can keep track of her weight and volume on certain parts of her body. I wrote the ones that I also do, but I left a few rows empty so she can have things or measures if she wants throughout months. The little section on the bottom is for notes, so if she wants to write something related to her health, she can. And for the decoration, I put this cute cat stretching because stretching is also part of your well-being, so I decided to include it here. We are now on the last spread of this setup. This is going to be a quote page, but before we do that, I'm going to decorate the sides with the same things as all the other spreads: the doilies, the brown paper, the washi tapes, stickers, and also my 2 remaining cats. I decided to put the decoration mirrored on the sides to keep things balanced, since the quote is going to be on the center of the spread. And for the actual quote, I went with this one. Nunca desistas das coisas que te fazem sorrir. Or in English, never give up on the things that make you smile. I made the top and bottom words with the bubble letter font, and the rest on the middle I used stamps. Before we do the flip through, we are going back to the name page and write the name of my mother, that's Paula. And now it's time for the final flip through. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give a like, subscribe and ring the bell to receive notifications every time I post a new video. And tell me in the comments which theme you liked more this month. My dark fantasy theme in my own bullet journal or this cute cat cafe in my mom's journal. I would love to know. Don't forget to check out Arrtx. They have amazing products, especially if you like paint markers that I already showed here on my channel. I really like doing a theme that's more cutesy and adorable than I normally do for my own setups, so I hope you did as well. I'll see you on the next one. Bye!